This is an important step towards returning to normalcy and strengthening our economy.
Missouri's governor announces the end of the state's participation in a federal program that he says incentivizes people to stay out of the workforce.
The SCK Humane Society takes in several dogs after a state operation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri's governor announces his state will no longer participate in a program that gives unemployed Americans an extra $300 in unemployment benefits. This is KOAM News at 10. The program set to expire in September will now end in mid-June for Missourians. Like Arkansas's governor, who made the same announcement last week, Governor Parson cited a job market that's struggling to find workers.
Continuing these programs only worsens the workforce issues we're currently facing. It's time that we end these programs that have incentivized people to stay out of the workforce. This is an important step towards returning to normalcy and strengthening our economy.
The state's participation in the program ends on June 12th. Checking in with Doug Hetty now for a first look at the weather. Caught you there, Doug.
You did. I slid right in there, though. But
yes.
Hey, today, weather-wise, it's cold. I mean, our temperatures over the past couple days have been into the 50s. The weekend was really nice, but look at our average high, 75. Today was a 59 for a high. At least we're going to go back into the 60s tomorrow, so that's definitely going to help us out. Any showers that we had out there earlier are pretty much dissipated. We still have a lot of clouds. I do think we're going to get a few more very light showers, especially after midnight. These are really kind of like heavy sprinkles. They're going to be very light, very scattered through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. Also, temperatures kind of chilly again. You can see we're sitting mainly into the mid-50s, and we're going to drop back through the overnight hours with these light random showers. I think most of us will go back into the upper 40s for overnight lows. Now, Dow, we are going to start to warm things back up, but we also got to look at severe weather chances here down the road, all coming up here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. The Southeast Kansas Humane Society takes in several dogs after they were removed from a local home. And a local dog kennel refutes findings in the Humane Society of the U.S. Horrible 100 report. KOAM's Zach Dodge has the story.
The Animal Facilities Inspection Program of the Kansas Department of Agriculture notified some unlicensed individuals that due to the number of dogs they had in their facility, they were not operating legally.
The Department of Ag says it was a residence with more than 20 dogs, the max you can have without being licensed. So after a court order, 9 were taken, and now they're at the SCK Humane Society, where Jasmine Kyle says there's signs the females were used as breeders and their road to recovery has just begun.
These dogs have not been handled. They are extremely terrified of humans. It is very hard to even hold the dogs, handle the dogs, so that is where us as Humane Society workers come in.
She says it's a situation that happens more than it should and can be seen even at licensed facilities. The Humane Society of the U.S. put out their Horrible 100 report, highlighting what they say are 100 problem puppy sellers. 7 were listed in Kansas.
These are just the identified cases. So always keep your eyes and ears open. You know, if you see a barnyard outlet and you see dogs in cages and units, that's a big red flag.
One listed is Whispering Oaks Kennel in Coffeyville, where the Humane Society says they photographed dogs in crowded cages and outdoor enclosures that weren't structurally sound, creating a concern during inclement weather. But the owner refutes that. Owner Christy Hilliard tells us her cages outside are anchored, her dogs have 34 acres to run and play on, and aren't crowded when they are inside. She follows all the laws and regulations, and works hard to make sure her dogs are happy and healthy. She also mentioned that the USDA just inspected her facility, and that no issues were found, something the Humane Society report backs up. She tells us that she knows there are bad breeders out there, but she isn't one of them. In Crawford County, Zach Dodge, KUAM News.
The Kansas Department of Agriculture says it'll continue to monitor the home where the dogs were taken, and we reached out to the Humane Society of the United States after hearing from the owner of Whispering Oaks Kennel, but have not yet heard back from them. The Ottawa County, Oklahoma Sheriff's Office says a fire in a holding cell at the jail last night was intentionally set. The inmate who allegedly set it is already accused of leading a small riot a couple of weeks ago. Police say that inmate is Tristan Tiffany. Investigators determined the fire was intentionally set due to the fact that there are no wires or any voltage anywhere near the area where the fire happened. The Sheriff's Office says Tiffany will be charged with first-degree arson, destruction of property, and endangering the lives of first responders. He's already facing charges of rioting and malicious injury following the disturbance in the jail back in April. A chase in Newton County, Missouri today leads to gunshots and puts a suspect in the hospital. Newton County deputies armed with warrants tried to contact a burglary suspect. They say the 26-year-old man pointed a weapon at officers and then drove off. Officers chased him into McDonald County, where the Highway Patrol used spike strips to flatten his tires. They say he drove into a field near Highways C and CC, then got out and shot at deputies. They say deputies returned fire, injuring the suspect. At last report, the suspect was at a Joplin hospital. City of Joplin announces the retirement of its fire chief. Jim Ferguson has been with the department for 20 years. He was promoted to captain in 2006 and chief in 2015. The city says Ferguson and city manager Nick Edwards will work on transition plans and name an interim chief in the upcoming weeks. Still ahead, local school officials react to the FDA's emergency authorization of Pfizer's vaccine in some kids. And some of the worst fighting in years is underway as rockets fly between Israel and Gaza.
Up today.
With the authorization of the Pfizer COVID vaccine for kids ages 12 to 15, schools and health departments are figuring out their next step. The Newton County Health Department says it's preparing for a number of possible plans to get vaccines to that age group. Health Department Administrator Larry Bergner says they recently offered an on-site vaccination clinic for meningitis for graduating seniors, and he believes they could easily arrange something like that for COVID vaccine aimed at the new age group. He says it's also important to get this age group vaccinated as soon as possible.
Right, as we get more information and guidelines, we certainly will share that with our school districts and those personnel and the parents in the community. But certainly we want to get the word out that that vaccine now is available, and we want to start getting those folks vaccinated as quickly as we can.
Neosho's superintendent says the district recently had a mass vaccination clinic at their junior high for teachers and staff, and are open to offering similar clinics at the appropriate schools for students. If you have any questions about vaccines and kids or just vaccines in general, you can always ask those on our website, koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. And Thursday on KOAM and Fox 14, you can skip the middleman and ask the experts directly. That's when we're going to host Vaccine Day. Experts from Mercy Hospital Joplin will take your calls and answer your questions regarding the COVID-19 vaccine. Join us for each newscast, starting with the KOAM Morning News for our Vaccine Day special. Again, that's on Thursday. Could be a fourth COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. available later this year. The Maryland-based biotech company Novavax says it'll seek emergency authorization in the third quarter of the year. The vaccine was originally slated to be reviewed by the end of June, but has pushed that deadline back. The company also hopes to get authorization in the UK and the rest of Europe. The Novavax vaccine is expected to be administered through 2 doses 21 days apart. Rockets are flying between Israel and Gaza all day today in some of the worst fighting in years. Since yesterday, at least 28 Palestinians have been killed, including 10 children, and at least 3 Israelis have been killed. Tina Kraus has the latest.
With sirens blaring, Israelis ran for cover during deadly exchanges and unrest in Tel Aviv. In the skies, streaks of interceptor missiles could be seen searching for incoming rockets launched from the Gaza Strip. Officials say a 50-year-old woman was killed when a rocket hit a building in a Tel Aviv suburb. Hamas says it launched 130 rockets at Israel in response to the destruction of a high-rise building in Gaza. The building that contained a Hamas office was reduced to rubble 90 minutes after occupants were warned to evacuate. For the last few days, Israel and Hamas have been firing rockets at each other in some of the worst airstrikes since 2014. Tensions escalated last month when Palestinians were angered by Israeli limits on Ramadan gatherings. Now, since the beginning of Ramadan, there's even more unrest. In Washington, the Biden administration says Israel has a right to defend itself.
We condemn ongoing rocket attacks by Hamas and other terrorist groups, including against Jerusalem. We also stand against extremism that has inflicted violence on both communities.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will respond with force to any attacks and is calling up reinforcements. Egyptian officials are trying to broker a ceasefire. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
The current clashes began with confrontations at Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is a sacred site to both Jews and Muslims. Conflicting claims over Jerusalem, specifically the future of East Jerusalem, is one of the major unresolved issues in the long conflict between Israelis and Palestinians. Later, the Southeast Lancers put their 7-game winning streak on the line against Columbus. We'll have the highlights in sports.
Plus, it's going to be another chilly night for us tonight, but we are going to start to warm up. We're going to check that out coming up next. Well, it's definitely turned out to be a much cooler day for us today. Temperatures struggled to warm up as we only went into the upper 50s for highs, and it looks like we're going to start to warm up a bit as we go through the next couple days. Here's a nice time lapse. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri, but we are socked in with the clouds all day long. Had a few light little showers, but besides that, it's just been kind of cloudy and chilly. Temps really haven't gone anywhere. Mid-50s yesterday after a beautiful weekend. We went upper 50s today. We should get over that 60-degree hump tomorrow, but it's still a slow climb back to where we should be for this time of the year, which is 75 to 80 degree range. All right, outside right now, Neodesha 58, 54 in Miami, 55 in Pitt, 53 in Neosho, Carthage at 56. A lot of clouds across the region. Most of us are dry. We have a few little spotty showers popping up in our northern counties, but that is just about it. I do think these will ramp up a little bit, especially after midnight tonight, but these are going to be very light. These are going to be, in a sense, heavy sprinkles, but they're going to be scattered about across the region as the rest of this wave shifts off toward the east. It's a very weak little guy. You can see a very little tiny spin out across the eastern parts of Nebraska, so it's going to shoot right across the central parts of the U.S. over the next 24 hours. And then finally, we'll get rid of the clouds and the cooler temperatures, and we'll start to warm up a bit. Let's go through the overnight hours, midnight to about 6 a.m. Some spotty light showers. Again, not a big deal, but don't be surprised if you wake up in the morning and the ground's a little wet. And then eventually by the afternoon, partly sunny, temperatures start to warm back up. Still chilly, but they're warming up. 47 to start 58 by noon. A high temp of 63 during the afternoon. Tomorrow night's going to be a little bit chilly, all the way down into lower 40s. We'll have partly cloudy skies. Then as we head into Thursday afternoon, southerly winds return. This helps us warm up a little bit more as we should go probably 66 to about 68 for a high. As we go into Friday, chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms return. None of these should be strong or severe. Temperatures continue to go up, but our rain chances also go up as we head into Saturday. Thunderstorms, some of these could be strong, maybe low-grade severe. On Sunday, a little better chance that some of these could be strong to severe. By Monday, a front presses south, so this should keep any severe weather down across Oklahoma and parts of Arkansas, but we are going to get at least chances for some strong to severe storms as we head into the weekend, especially late Saturday, late Sunday. So you can see the next 3 days are okay, and then a low shot Saturday and Sunday. We get a couple days off, kind of ramps up again next week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Here's the anniversary date, the 22nd. Right now we're going to keep it okay. Then it ramps right up again the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So it's kind of active the next couple weeks. We've had 5 severe weather events already this year. We average 8 to 10 by June 10th. So even though we haven't had a big event, we are right on average with how many events we've had. 63 tomorrow, 66 Thursday, 72 Friday, upper 70s by the weekend.
Active weather in May, not particularly unusual, unfortunately.
Very common.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up in sports, Missouri Southern softball prepares to play in the Final Four in the MIAA Conference Tournament. Plus, the Southeast Lancers try to push their winning streak to 8 games against Columbus. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
Doug Hetty has earned.
The Southeast Lancers have been one of the best teams in Southeast Kansas all season long. The Lancers are in first place in the regional standings with a 15-4 overall record. Now today, Southeast puts its 7-game winning streak on the line against Columbus. Now Seth Stover, dude did a lot today. Puts it into right for the RBI single, tightens up 2 after 1. Then Stover doing work on the mound. Check out the pickoff move. Gets the runner at first. Now Stover gets out of the inning with a strikeout. He throws 4 shutout innings, only allows 2 hits, also got 2 hits at the plate. To the 5th now, Landon Midget goes to right. That scores Stover. I'm not joking, Stover did a bit of everything today. Then Colt Ungerhauer hammers it over everybody in right. That scores a run. Ungerhauer in there for the double. He drives in 3. Columbus, all business today. They snapped the Lancers' 7-game winning streak 11-0.
Tonight we came out, Seth threw well, threw strikes, we made the plays, Colt came in and finished, we got our 2 out hits. We still left more runners on than I wanted to, and that's another thing we've been working on is those situational hitting. But tonight we did get our 2 out hits and got our runs in.
The Joplin Eagles have won 3 of their last 4 games. Last night they went on the road and beat Glendale 9-2. Now tonight it's senior night for Joplin. Eagles back home against Lamar. Scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. David Fiskus grounds to 3rd. Throw to first in time, ends the inning with a runner on 3rd. Top of the 4th now, Cade Griffith taking off for 2nd. Draws a bad throw to first, allows him to make it to 3rd. Kirk Chandler, though, going to catch Rylan Wooldridge swinging. That ends the inning. We are still scoreless. Bottom of the 7th now. Brady Mills bunts it toward first. He's called safe. Gets the single. You know I love a good bunt. Joplin going small ball to win it. Carson Wampler, another nice bunt. That loads the bases and sets up this. Fielding Campbell. Chopper to 3rd. Justin McReynolds beats the throw home, and that's it. Walk-off fielder's choice for Fielding Campbell. Eagles get the win on senior night 1-0. Webb City baseball on the road this evening against Aurora. The Cardinals win the top 5 showdown 6-1. Devin Weathers, though, the story of the night, he makes a little history today. Weathers gets his 51st hit of the season this evening, which is a new Webb City single-season record. The Missouri Southern Lions are in the Final Four of the MIAA Softball Conference Tournament. The Lions face Central Missouri on Thursday in Edmond, Oklahoma. Now, last weekend, Southern opened the tournament with a 2-game sweep over Missouri Western. With those 2 wins, the Lions have now won 10 straight heading into the weekend. So they're playing well, they're playing loose, and right now also playing with a little confidence.
It feels great. I mean, it's always a great feeling to be winning, and we're in the perfect position to just go and win it all. So I'm just excited. I just feel like we go out on the field, we leave it all out there, we do our thing, and I feel like whenever we do that, we're unbeatable.
Our theme for right now is calm and confident. When we get there, I don't know the last time Southern softball has been in this position, but we fully plan on enjoying it, being confident when we're there, and walking in like we own the place.
Former Joplin High School running back Isaiah Davis has a chance to win a national title in his freshman season at South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits face Sam Houston State on Sunday in the FCS National Championship. Now, we caught up with Davis today to talk about getting his shot to be a national champ in his first year in the college game.
It's amazing. It's probably one of the best experience of my life, just to play college football and go to war every day with my boys. My goal was to play for a national championship, and that's how it played out. But I didn't know what to expect. You couldn't really ask anybody else what to expect because this year of COVID, And so I had a mindset to be the best I could this year.
Davis was the Gatorade Missouri Player of the Year his senior season at Joplin High School. You can check out our full story with Davis on the sports page at koamnewsnow.com. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news right after this.
We take time now to honor a local veteran, First Lieutenant Nick Smith. The Pittsburgh native served in the U.S. Marine Corps, and we are proud to salute First Lieutenant Nick Smith. He's tonight's four-state hero. NASA's first asteroid sample return mission is on its way back to Earth. The OSIRIS-REx spacecraft has bid farewell to its asteroid companion after 2.5 years. It's carrying just over 2 ounces of material from the surface of Bennu. OSIRIS-REx has a long journey ahead. It won't catch up to Earth until September 24th of 2023, when it'll drop the sample off at the Utah Test and Training Range. If the spacecraft is in good health, it's going to then start a new expedition to study other asteroids. It's remarkable. Just drop off the sample and keep on going. That's the plan
crazy.
Anyway. Yes. The weather, Doug.
It's really going to be chilly tonight. We're going to drop back into the low to mid 40s once again. At least we get over 60 degrees tomorrow. We could have a random shower early. Thursday looks pretty good. 72 Friday. A slight chance we could get a few showers late in the day. But thunderstorm chances return by the weekend. So we'll kind of focus on that over the next couple days.
Thanks, Doug, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.